Welcome, everyone. My name is Jack. I'm a producer with Pop Culture Corner. I want to thank you all for joining us, everyone on YouTube and across all social media platforms here in the United States and across the globe for this very special event presented by Showcase Cinema Deluxe. We are live at Showcase Cinema. Well, actually, Ty and Drip are live at Showcase Cinema. They are waiting there. We want to thank Showcase for this event. This is our second event with them. Our first one was Wonder Woman 1984, but this time we are live. They are on the ground, and we're going to be joining them for a pre-show. So first and foremost, if you are new to the show, please like and subscribe. And if you like what you see and you like our product, we ask you to become patrons. You can find out about how to become a patron in the link in the description below. And we want to thank our patrons because their patrons are the reason we are able to do this show. So a big shout out to Caden Reed, Nick DePalma, Odd, and That Juan Carlos. I want to thank you guys for your monthly donations. We really appreciate it. Obviously, we're doing a pre-show, so there will be no spoilers. We're just going to get into what we're expecting, what our hopes are, any fan theories. So please, no spoilers in the comments below. All right. We're going to do the pre-show. And then after that, we're going to watch the movie live from Showcase. And then we're going to come back for a post-show where we will do a non-spoiler review followed by a spoiler discussion. At this moment, I'm going to pull in our creators. We have Ty and Drip. They are at the theater. Here they are. Guys, say hello.
What's up? What's going on, guys?
What's going on? Big Drip on the scene.
Yeah, let me ask you this. This is our second show with Showcase, but the first time you guys were at Lowell. Now you're at Dedham. What is Dedham like for those of our viewers who want to know?
Dedham is a lot. It's a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more it's in a place where there's a lot more money, and there's a lot more. You can just tell that the overall feel of the place is it's generally like it's nicer, it's more recently built, it's overall, what would you think? That's cleaner. Even though Lowell's clean, Dedham's kind of even cleaner, and this is like their top tier theater. This is the theater that they shoot all their commercials at. This is the theater that all their graphics come from. This is the Showcase Cinemas.
In fact, we shot our commercial here too, or you guys shot the commercial there.
Correct. They're really the biggest difference, if you ask me, because they're both very nice theaters. The biggest difference is the towns that they're in. Lowell is ugly and smelly. Dedham is a nice town, so that's really the main difference. Other than that, though, it smells. It definitely smells. It's right next to the Merrimack. It smells. So overall, they're nice theaters, regardless.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Showcase is taking a lot of precautions. The whole point of this event is to prove, we need to go back to the movies. They're taking a lot of precautions. We had Mark Malinkowski on, but what have you guys seen since you've been there?
Since we've been here, first off, when we came in today, we were greeted right away, pretty immediately. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got masks on. There's hand sanitizer everywhere. Good amount of people here for opening day on a Wednesday.
Right.
Okay.
We're seeing the 4:00 showing in X Plus. They're definitely geared up for it. They got 2 people at every concession, both all masked up. Like I said, hand sanitizer stations. They let us know where the bathroom was. The place is super clean.
Right.
Everything's ready for almost like a Friday night crowd.
Right.
Okay. So and when you guys were there for Wonder Woman 19,
I saw cleaning guys. I went into the bathroom and they have every other sink is cut off, every other urinal is cut off, everything is cut specifically for the sake
Social
of
distancing.
Corona, social distancing, the whole nine. You know, there's a solid amount of people here for a Wednesday, but like it's small. It's a small amount of people, right? Because they're maintaining distancing.
Yeah, and when you guys were there for Wonder Woman 1984, you had to kind of reserve your seats, and they don't clump you together. They seat you separately, so you can't like pick, seats next to other people.
Correct. They won't even allow you to sit all up on next to each other, which I love. Corona, no Corona. I don't want to be all close to people. A lot of people don't know how to brush their teeth properly or use deodorant. So I'm not a big fan of being cluttered together with people. So I love that. I hope that stays in the future.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would.
Yeah, and let me ask you about for those of you who don't know, what is X Plus?
So X Plus, so you know what IMAX is, right?
Yep.
IMAX. I think everybody knows what IMAX is. X Plus is a large premium format theater. It takes what a regular theater is, amplifies it, and creates a more immersive environment. So not only do you see and hear the movie, but you feel like you're a part of it, right?
Okay.
So, movie theaters this day and age, they all have 4K projectors and great surround. But what X Plus and IMAX do is they incorporate the Dolby Atmos and similar sounds so that you go away from the channel audio and you go into more of a, it's an audio where each speaker is controlled individually and told what to do at different times. So when Thor's hammer swings across the screen, you hear it start up here, go all the way over your head,
right?
In a perfect form. It's absolutely beautiful. Right. Obviously, if you've ever been in an IMAX theater, you've heard it. What X Plus is, it's basically Showcase's version of IMAX.
Right, an immersive experience.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'd also read that they Showcase exclusively had changed all the air filters and everything, so it recycles the air.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. So they have they had updated their ventilation system, which is nice in general. Again, that's something I hope that stays in the future, which it probably will. There's no point in uninstalling it, right? But they, they went ahead and they redid all the vents and whatnot. So there's more of a more frequent, they've always had air circulation in here, right? We're not just breathing in stagnant air, but they kind of just, upgraded it a little bit. So it's moving a little faster, right? So it's just a quicker cycle rather than what they had beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what I'd be interested in hearing is how many people have already seen the movie and where did they see it? I'd be interested in the comments, let us know.
Right.
Where what form did that take for you? As we all know, that the movie did debut, via Warner Media last night. And guys, get out there. This movie, right? In particular, this film is larger than life, and it's definitely meant to be experienced in a larger than life setting.
Right.
Like X Plus, like IMAX.
Right.
And these characters jump right off the movie screen as it is. And do you really want to be watching that at home?
Right. It's a movie about two giant monsters punching each other in the face. Of course, you want to go see that in the theaters. Of course, right? This isn't Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 3, Godzilla Vs Kong, right? You want to see this in theaters. You want to sit at home, kids screaming, dogs barking, birds chirping. Yeah. Who needs that, right? Your mom asking you to wash dishes. No, Mom, I'm trying to watch a movie here, right? Mom can't tell you to do the dishes at the movie theaters.
Yeah. And you know what? There's something about the movie going experience, and we talked about this with Mark, that is almost quintessentially American. We didn't invent the cinema, but we did invent Hollywood, like these big, large, America puts money into movies bigger than the GDP of small countries. I mean, this movie is probably going to be $300 million probably to make. You don't want to watch this on your computer or your TV. You want to watch this. These creatures are going to be so huge. You want to see it on the big screen. I mean, look at that poster behind you.
Right.
Yeah. The
movie industry is awesome.
This, I'll be honest with you. The table that they gave us is very large and comfy, and it's very like I said. This brings me back to the original point. Showcase Lowell versus Showcase Dedham. there's just so much more space here, and there's just so much more like we, when we were in Lowell, we got treated like kings, like we really did, and they've kind of kept that feel for us here. So it's kind of weird, when you go get used to a theater and you're like, okay, I did our first live show there, right? Oh, I don't want to switch theaters right away, and then who knows, are they as nice as they is? But across the board, the people from Showcase seem all like one singular company, right? They're all good people. There is a Showcase, the link is in the description. So if there's a Showcase near you, definitely get out there and support them. Real quick before we get into anything about the actual Monsterverse, Jack, I included a little picture of the Star Pass.
Oh yes, let's talk about that. Here we go, folks. Here we go.
Yep. So that's the Star Pass. That's Showcase's Star Pass, guys. So what that is that's like their reward system, but they even take it a step further in the sense. All right, you can take it down now.
All right.
I'm sorry. It's so weird not being able to control everything.
Yeah.
But you're doing good, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I was about to switch to this one. I have so much power right now. I'm drunk with power.
So that's.
I mean, look at those seats. Look at those seats. Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's actually like right there. That's right. That's
okay.
Right over there.
All right.
And so the Star Pass, they've even taken a step further. And there's different. So there's a thing called Showcase Subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And when, COVID is over and when this situation gets a little bit better, and you can go out and see more movies per month, more releases are happening, you can get a plan like they were telling me. So it's not just a base plan per month. You can customize it, right? So if you're a single guy and you want to go to the movies 4 times a month, there's a plan for you. You customize it to what you want. You get a good discount. So for instance, 3 movies for one person a month per month is $20.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no-brainer.
That's nothing. That's
beautiful, right? That's me.
Yeah.
That's him. That's Jack. Right. That's all of us. That's what we do. Right. More likely than not, me and this one will go together. But if we're not, for whatever reason, random. Oh, hey, I want to go see a movie. You can go do that. $20 a month. That's nothing. I pay more than that I pay more than that for just snacks in the house, right? For food.
Yeah.
Way more.
And you know what's good about that? This summer, look, movie theaters are opening. Everything's opening up soon. We have a lot of movies coming out.
Right.
This June, July, August. A lot of big films, DC, Marvel, and that's just counting those movies. It seems like a really good way. Look, if you don't want to spend too much money or whatever, you get the pass and you can go see these movies at your leisure, which is, a great idea.
Right. Yeah. Right. I can't say enough about it. And it's just the environment, being back in like a normal setting, right?
Yeah.
At a theater with other people, going to see these movies is unchallenged.
Yeah.
To like watching it at home.
Right.
It's unchallenged.
Right.
Like, I could have sat and watched it at home and, paused it and, whatever the conveniences of staying home. It doesn't even come close to being able to go out, sit in get a Coke, get a pretzel, get some popcorn, and just sit down and enjoy a movie the way it's supposed to be seen. For me, I know that's the bar. That's the driving factor right there.
Yeah.
Look at it like this, guys, right? I know a lot of you just kind of chill at home all day, right? We play video games. We just sit around, right? This is an excuse. Now you have to go to the theaters. This is an excuse for you to get up, get dressed, take a shower, brush your teeth, do your hair, right? Go out, you meet people, you get to know people, right? If you're friendly about it, you talk to some people. I don't like sitting around at home by myself. That's how the depression gets you, right? You gotta go out, you gotta do stuff. And right now, unfortunately, because of Corona, our options are limited. Luckily, our local theaters are still open, and they're giving us an option to do something, and they're doing what they can to keep things clean and safe and healthy, so we can actually go out and do stuff, right? I know a lot of y'all are on the West Coast, but here on the East Coast, seasons is a thing, right? So it's finally we're hitting springtime over here. The weather's starting to get warm. We don't want to be locked in the house. We want to be able to go out and do stuff. Luckily, Showcase is open. Luckily, Showcase is doing things to make it so we can come here and we can go out. We can have a good time. We can shoot our show here and we can hang out and, you know, go see this awesome movie in theaters, right? And I mean, I couldn't say more. I love it.
And what's cool is what's coming up. Look, it's coming out today, but it's kind of a holiday weekend. You know, usually we have spring break and Easter and Passover kind of hitting at once. You have a lot of schools that'll have off for Friday or even Easter Monday. You got a 3 or 4 day weekend coming up. A lot of schools will be off, whether you're doing it at home or you're, actually going to school. This is a good time to go out as a family. This is going to be a fun, exciting, entertaining movie. Why not take the family out, get yourself a Showcase pass, and just go see a movie. Get some popcorn. I personally love pretzels with cheese, the cheese dip. That's my thing right there.
I knew I liked you, Jack. I knew I liked you.
Take the family out. Go out for what, 2 hours maybe? Not even. Right. I think the movie's around 2 hours. Yeah. Just go on out, enjoy yourself, make an event of it. Everyone is, it's very safe. They socially distance you. And there's a reason they open movie theaters up, and movie theaters are important.
Right.
Yeah. So what are you most looking forward to in the movie? So, I mean, we didn't actually get a chance to watch King of Monsters, all together. Yeah. But, I mean, I know for me, Kong Skull Island was my favorite of the three that are out already.
Same.
And for me, I thought that movie did a good job of balancing the human aspect and the monster aspect and mixing it. Whereas Godzilla, the first one, it was a little bit weighted in the favor of humans.
Yeah.
King of Monsters, it was weighted in the favor of monsters. But Kong, I thought, did a good job of balancing.
It was. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. No. And I think the creators of the movie looked at that, and I think they know that, because I think this film, look, you're going to have the human element always, but I'm hoping, I hope the story starts pretty soon. Like, it's not like the first 45 minutes are people talking. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this movie is going to start right off the bat. And, a lot of people have been theorizing, are we going to see other creatures and monsters? I definitely think so. And I just want to see how the fight's going to go, because I think from the trailers we've seen, they at least confront each other twice. So obviously they're going to fight each other at the end. We know that. But then we also see something on an aircraft carrier, and it looks good. And I'm really excited to see that.
It does look good. And that's one of the things I'm more excited about as well is the cinematography has come so far. And monster movies are monster movies, right? You go back and watch it in the 40s and stuff, and it's a monster movie, but it's all like puppets and they don't really hold time, like time-wise, they don't hold themselves So, but these movies, these Godzillas and these Kongs, they're going to be something that you go watch in the future, even 20 years down the road, and you're like, wow, it still looks really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from the shots that we got in the trailer, from the shots that we got in some of the promo footages, it looks very clean and it looks bright, which is different for a monster movie. Usually it's pretty dark and totally kind of.
You never get a clear shot.
Yeah, it's always rainy and foggy, but there's multiple sunny day shots. Yeah. Which is also another thing I liked about Kong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, guys, let's not pretend like this is some big spectacle of a movie, right? This is pure fun action. That's it. It's a movie about a giant lizard and a giant monkey punching each other in the face. It's an easy W. It's fun. It's simple, and it's action packed. That's all. I don't ask for much. I just ask for fun and excitement. And that's what I'm going to get right here with Godzilla vs Kong, right?
And we've gotten that with the last three movies, so I'm expecting even bigger than Godzilla, bigger than King of Monsters, bigger than Skull Island. So, and that's what you want, part of the cinema going experience. When you go back to the first blockbuster, you look at Jaws, you look at Star Wars, you look at the first Indiana Jones. Those movies are about kind of putting your problems behind you. Yeah, you could watch it at home, but when you come to the theater, you kind of make an adventure. It's like a mini adventure. Go out to the cinema and then see these big colossal titans go at it. Right. Throw some popcorn in your mouth. And I think this is going to be bigger than maybe even bigger than the three films combined, because I think there's going to be a lot of action in this.
The only thing that sucks, right, is Corona, and that I know this theater is not going to be, there's not going to be that many people in there because of Corona. And that sucks, because if there was no Corona and this was just a regular theater, outgoing experience. There'll be a lot of crowd reaction. There'll be a lot of whoas and wows, and that's
the problem nowadays is, and not to bring it up, but the whole dual release thing, right? The whole dual release thing, it negates people from wanting to go out and experience the film the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it wasn't convenient and it wasn't a wise decision, but as far as now what the future holds is very weird, and we know that Warner Brothers now in 2022 won't be doing that anymore. So I'm kind of happy about that.
I'm kind of happy about that too.
Is it going to take until 2022 to get back to normal?
Yeah.
And I come to the theater.
Probably.
Yeah, and here's the thing: what's going to happen is for it to get back to normal, us fans have to go out. They have to show the numbers that people are willing to go out. And what the cool thing is about we know the vaccinations are coming out. In fact, I'm scheduled to go get my second dose this Friday. The country's slowly getting vaccinated. We might have up to 150, more than half the country vaccinated by this summer. So once people are vaccinated, you can open things up more. Restaurants are opening up again. And the people, those of you watching, you have to be the ones to go out and go to the movies. You have to show the movie industry and the big studios that, hey, we'd rather watch these on the big screen. Because I've seen Avengers Infinity War plenty of times at home, but that experience of seeing it in the theater, seeing The Dark Knight, seeing BVS, in the theaters with people, those are memories you can't take away from me. Because I know hearing the audience gasp and just, the sound surrounding you, I don't care how nice your home theater is, it will never be as nice as a movie theater.
This is still a new thing, the whole HBO double thing, right? It's still the whole shared release.
Dual release, yeah.
Yeah, dual release, thank you. It's still relatively new. I see people getting sick of it. I see people being on board for the first couple of releases, but everybody has that movie that they're super duper hyped about, right? Everybody has their movie that they can't wait for, and they shake in their boots just thinking about it. When that movie comes around, they're not gonna want to watch that at home. They're gonna want to go to the theater for that. This is not gonna. I see this as people getting sick of it and like, all right, this is no longer fun. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to actually go out to the theater and watch a movie. That's how I see it going down.
Yeah. And go ahead, Ty.
That's what home release is for.
Yeah.
That's why I buy the Blu-rays, right? That's why, so I can watch it at home. But the way I want to see it the first time is the way that the director shot it and envisioned it in his head to be seen.
Exactly.
Right? So, for instance, we know Chris Nolan, not a fan.
Nope.
Not a fan of the way it's been going down. Not a fan of it at all, to the point where he's even considering other studios at this point. Right?
Yeah.
He's not totally on board with it. And it's because when he has the idea for the film, in his head, he's thinking about watching how it looks when I watch it, when I sit my butt in the theater and I watch it on the big screen. How is it going to look? How is it going to come across? What's the music going to sound like here and there? They put a lot of work into these things, and then to have to scale it down almost is disheartening.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm with Chris. He got a lot of crap from fans, but I think he's right. Look, the reason we get $200-300 million movies like Godzilla vs Kong or the Avengers is because they make a lot of money. So in order, if you're watching at home, they're not making as much money as they are if you watch it in theaters. They need to make $1 billion, and then they'll make the next movie. And I'm kind of worried with some of the movies coming out. If people don't go out, there might be a year or two where studios are like, we're not spending $250 million on another Marvel movie or another DC movie. We don't have to. Yeah. And you know what?
Reflect that.
And on top of that, if it's going to be just to streaming, well, then they're not going to spend that money. They might spend 80 million, 90 million and give you smaller scale movies. If you fans want big scale movies, you have to go back out there and support them.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That, it's no different than the whole movement you guys have been on for this past 4 years, right?
Yeah.
It's the same difference. We have to, like Jack said before, we have to show them that we actually want this, right? And money talks. It's all about the dollar at the end of the day. They're not making, not even close to the same kind of money that they're making from theater experience to streaming, right? So we have to show them that we want this, or those budgets in future films are going to match that. It will reflect the kind of money they've been making off of these films. Therefore, they're going to look worse.
And Jack said it before. I can't remember what Jack said exactly, but you said to the point where, maybe in the future, movies like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, they don't go to the theaters anymore.
No.
Right?
And they go right to home release or streaming. But the movies like Justice League or Avengers and Kong and anything Fast and the Furious, apparently, because that's like a superhero show now.
Yeah, that basically is a superhero movie.
Basically.
Idris Elba was a literal
superhero,
supervillain.
He was a super soldier.
Yeah. And, so those are the movies that are going to make it to the theaters because they want, like they just told us, they got Kong, Godzilla vs Kong, playing every 30 minutes in almost every auditorium. Come on.
And look, I'm always excited because I'm thinking during the summer when families have some time off, I wouldn't be surprised if people start going to the movies more on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, instead of to avoid the weekend crowd. And that's fine. Why not? Movies should, you want to go on the weekend, but when I was a kid, sometimes, if my dad had a shorter schedule, would go on a Wednesday afternoon, with the family during the summer. Take your kids out.
Listen, I'm the type, I have a Tuesday off. I go in Tuesday morning at 10 a.m.
That $5.
Yeah.
And I go by myself more often than not, right?
Yeah.
Like on those kind of days where if I have a day off, I'll hit the movie theater. There was one time, I think it was in like 2016 or 17. I went for the perfect week. So 7 movies, 7 days, 7 different movies in 7 days. But that meant, what does that mean? There were 7 different movies, good movies, out at once.
Yeah.
Not the case right now.
Not the case right now, right? But I was able to go. I mean, the last 2 days I had to go to like random theaters and, find a movie that was like a little bit older, but I hadn't seen.
Right.
So, I mean, I did stretch it, but I mean, there was a lot of movies out all the time. Like we were finally getting to this point where studios were constantly releasing films. They always were working on new films. So like there was a good cog, right? The machine was spinning really nicely.
Going.
And this has put a dent in that machine.
And speaking of big budget movies, you know what movies aren't necessarily big budget, but fun to watch in theaters? 2 types. Comedies, I think, are always funnier when you watch it with a crowd. Even if it's not funny, you kind of get it. And horror movies are actually really fun to watch with a crowd. Because when people, like The Conjuring Part 3 is coming out this summer, I want to see that in the theater because when people scream, it makes it even more scary. Like when people are like, oh my God, I love that. And it's a dark theater. And ooh.
I just saw they have a poster up in the hallway.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it's called Spiral. It's a Jigsaw spin-off.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Huh?
With Chris Rock.
Yeah,
with Chris Rock, yeah.
Chris Rock's in that.
Yeah.
Yo, Chris Rock has got a serious side that no one.
Yeah, we never saw.
I've seen it before.
People are sleeping on Chris Rock's serious.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
And I think he's gonna kill it, man. I really do.
Yeah, I think he's great in Fargo.
You can't lose.
But real quick, Samuel is asking, do you guys think the movie is standalone or should I watch Skull Island, King of Monsters, etc.? That's a pretty good question.
I would imagine it's standalone. They might have some small callbacks like villains maybe, but I don't think it's going to be anything excessive.
They're
the eco-terrorist guys.
Yeah,
they're
so
literally characters from 2 different movies. Of course, you have to watch the other 2 movies.
I don't think you'd be lost. I honestly don't think you'll sit.
How are you going to know?
And be lost.
How are you going to know that Godzilla is the good guy right now? Kong is also the good guy, but these terrorists are the bad guys, and they're bringing Kong to fight Godzilla. Like, do yourself a favor. I would say watch all the movies. Justice, I guess not, but
yeah, I really don't. I don't
because I know Millie Bobby Brown is in this one, and she was a character in King of the Monsters. So I think there'll be. Do I think? I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but like, if you go in watching this, not having seen the previous movies, you might be a little bit lost, but like, you could probably still enjoy it. It's not going to be like Star Wars where you have to see the previous film to know what happened in this one.
Right.
But I do think there's a lot of connective tissues because Kong Skull Island sets up Kong's story, and then Godzilla and King of the Monsters sets up Godzilla's story. So what I recommend is you got a couple of days, rent them on Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're all on Warner Media's thing.
Yeah, rent them, and then this weekend go see this movie at your local showcase. Just see it the way it's meant to be. I know it's very tempting, and I think unfortunately coronavirus has made everyone couch potatoes. You'd have the couch potatoes, and you have the go-getters who go out. Yeah, also, put some pants on.
So okay, one of my favorite parts, the end. It was at the end of Skull Island, where all of a sudden we start seeing a little bit into the Monarch files.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you hear Godzilla screech at the end.
Yeah.
It was at that moment that I anticipated the next movie that would come out, and that's what I mean, the movie that they would cross over in, and that's the one I'm about to go see.
Right.
And that's got me excited.
Right,
I mean,
right, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the last two, these two.
At the end of the day, I know it's just two monsters, and they're gonna fight. Maybe a little BVS action where they work together at one point.
Maybe.
We see in one trailer, that popcorn kernel went into my throat. We see at the end of the other trailer, like a mechanical thing.
Yeah.
And I think I know what it is. I think I know. But for the most part, these movies have more to them than just the monsters fighting.
Right.
Absolutely. So if you like a little bit of depth, you're not going to get Chris Nolan depth.
No.
But you're going to get some, things.
Humanity, some emotion,
Yeah.
You know what? My favorite part of shared universe movies is the lead into whatever's coming next, right?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing this is the end of Monarchs versus Phase 1.
Yeah,
right?
Phase 1.
This is the first Avengers movie for them. Right?
Nope. So just to answer Forever Goated's question real quick, we are not showing the movie. We are all watching it at Showcase. We are encouraging you not to watch it at home. Get out there, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, Friday. Go out and see this movie at your theater, local theater. If you're healthy, you're young, you might even be vaccinated, go out and see it in theaters.
Yeah, go to a theater, watch it.
Sorry.
So same. This is Monarch versus end of Phase 1. And that's the way I'm looking at it anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they hint at for coming next time, right? What's coming in the future, right? Maybe some Ultraman spinoff, Mothra spinoff, things of that sort, because that's what they did back in the day.
I would say, do you think they'll get into like the villain spinoffs and not the villain spinoffs, but Mothra is a
good guy.
She's a good girl, good guy, good girl.
Yeah, she's a girl.
She's a good one, but does she deserve her own film? Is that?
I mean, that's what. So I'm guessing they're going the same route that they did back in the day, because that's what this is. This was a 60s movie back in the day. So I would imagine that they're going to do that same kind of. That they're going to do the same thing that they did back in the day and kind of spin off. And Ultraman and Mothra are the two big ones. So I would imagine that's where we're going next. And like I wouldn't
mind seeing that.
A new
What's
day.
Ultraman?
Ultraman's the robot that his head kind of looks like a Hershey's Kiss, right? It's kind
of,
okay.
You know what I'm talking about? He does karate and shit. You know what I'm talking about? He like shrinks and goes small.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Godzilla character. He has like a spin-off anime on Netflix, so all kinds of stuff. He's a big deal in Japan. So like a modern 2021 kind of Ultraman movie, absolutely. Sign me up, baby. I'm all about it.
Hey, look, if the action is good and you got buildings blowing up and people screaming and, from the trailers, I think it looks like maybe Hong Kong or Tokyo they're in. I'm not 100% sure, but that city's lit up. Woo, looks beautiful.
Look like Hong Kong.
We just got our first, a showing must have just ended.
Mm-hmm.
Some people walked by. There were actually a lot of older people, older.
Well, Godzilla and King Kong been around for a long time.
Like a lot of look again, more older. So there's quite an older crowd here. Honestly, I'm talking like the people you would think that were in risk. So they're getting out here, guys. So
because they were vaccinated first.
Great point.
My dad was vaccinated before anyone else in our family was. So they're older. They're vaccinated. So they might be the ones who get this kind of moving. I
just watched at least 20 of them walk by that were above 50, 60 years old.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
guys, they're out here. There's no reason you can't be.
That's right.
if money's another thing, then I understand that.
I get
right?
it.
Yeah. But hey, that showcase passed.
If you're healthy, you're in a good age range. You don't have any pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, you got the money for it.
And look, if money's an issue, we got this right here. This sounds like a great deal. I might get this myself now that I know about it. Showcase star.
And like at a time like this, when most things are closed down and you can't really do much else, $20 a month for 3 movies.
Nothing.
It sounds like an amazing deal to me, and I'd be all about it, and I probably will get it.
Think about that.
And that's cheaper than home video.
Yeah, think about that.
Right.
At the second movie, you've already got your money's worth.
Easily. Easily.
And that's a little bit extra, right? So 2 movie tickets roughly is $36 for 2 movie tickets is $36.
Right.
That's what I paid for this, right? So you pay way less than that for 3 movie tickets, 3 different movies,
right.
one ticket per movie.
So you just
it's a no-brainer.
Right? You line it up. You look into the future for some movies you're excited about. You line it up perfectly, right? You sign up for Star Pass right at that perfect time so you can catch those 3 movies you've been looking for, and then come to find out, oh, you really like this. Oh, this is actually a really dope deal. I really enjoyed myself. You know what? Next month, I'm not going to cancel. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this going. Yeah. You know what? Warner Media can suck my butt cheeks. I'm going to go to the theaters, and I'm going to have a good time, and I'm going to watch these movies, how they were meant to be seen and how they were shot, right? That's the biggest part of
Listen,
me. That's how it suits this movie, to be seen in a theater, not in your ugly TV at home, your 32-inch, Viso ugly TV, or your Roku, whatever.
Your Walmart TV.
They shoot it specifically to be seen in theaters.
Yeah, and look, I mean, what we got coming out? We got Mortal Kombat, Black Widow, Shang-Chi.
Pushed back a week.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? Okay. Yeah. But you know what I'm kind of excited to see? I kid you not. I want to see Top Gun 2. Here's why. Because they filmed the original Top Gun with real planes and real pilots. Did you guys know this? And when they made the sequel, I'm like, yeah, they're not going to do that. They're going to CGI it again. Nope. They paid the U.S. Navy for more planes, and freaking Tom Cruise learned how to fly a fighter jet. Do you really want to see that on your, on your computer or your little iPhone? No, you want to see that on the X Plus.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't know that about Top Gun.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so there's a scene in the trailer where he takes off an aircraft carrier, and I'm like, that's a really good looking shot. Where's the green screen? Nope, it's him. It's him.
He can do crazy stunts, and then he goes Scientology. So.
Yeah, but like,
maybe there's something to this Scientology thing, because I can't fly. I can't fly a fighter jet. I can't do my own stunts.
He paid, I think, $10,000 an hour to get fighter jet lessons. $10,000 an hour. So he paid it. He learned it, and so you actually see him flying an actual planes, actual stunts. You don't want to see that on your screen. You want to see that. That'll be something worth watching.
Hey,
I mean,
speaking of Tom Cruise, remember that movie, Edge of Tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Exoskeleton. Right?
Yeah. Do you ever think they would make a sequel to that?
Well, it came from a comic.
Yeah, so
from like an anime.
I have heard rumors, because I know it did okay at the box office, not great. Tom Cruise tends to do bigger overseas, but it made enough money. I would like to see a sequel, Edge of Tomorrow Part 2.
Yeah.
And it's done really well in video rentals. Right. So I personally would love to see that.
Right, like I said, it came from an anime, so there definitely is like source material there for them to keep it going. It's just whether the money is worth it or not, really, and if Tom is willing to do it again.
Yeah,
I like it. I thought it was cool.
Well, I think Emily Blunt was in it as well, I believe, and I thought she did really well.
She did.
Listen, the thing about Tom Cruise for me is he's either hit or miss for me.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
He can be a really good, entertaining person, but for the most part, I feel like he's typecast. And a lot of those, John Wicky roles.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, another person who gets typecast a lot, but I think Keanu does something with it. But he does something with it humbly. Keanu, he's one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah, he's just so damn likable. That's what that is.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise, I think, is in his late 50s, but the dude, that Scientology keeps you young looking, I guess. Maybe that's what it is.
I'm telling you, there's something.
They give you that Illuminati blood, to kind of replenish your system.
Ron Howard, right? Who is it?
No.
It's not Ron Howard?
No. It's this guy,
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
There we go. Okay. Thank you. I said Ron.
Out of their minds. What time is it, guys? It's 3
3:37.
So we're gonna be wrapping up here in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Jack, why don't you let them know what we're gonna be doing for the post show? The post show, this is like kind of when we get to talk and see you guys and kind of warm up to it. Our showing will be over at approximately 6. Like we'll be back in here ready to go by 6:30, 6:40, and then we'll go till 7:40ish, 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock. Who knows? But guys, the review show is obviously like where we're going to be doing most of the talking about the film. So we would really encourage you guys to go out to the theater, you know, in the next 2 minutes, right? And see the movie at the same time we're seeing it. Jack's going to be heading over to his showcase.
Yep.
We're already here. And we're all going to watch the movie. Then we'll come back and, you know, whatever way you saw it, we'll review it after our showing. So we'll probably be doing that around 6:30. We just can't do an exact time yet for obvious reasons.
There'll probably be a lot of trailers too.
Yeah. I'm trying to like give a buffer. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves is like, I like to time my days out by the minute. Minute. And like, you don't know how it's like 15 or 20 minutes. And then, you know, who knows, Justice trips on the way out and scrapes his knee. And then we need to wipe it down and, you know, get the medics. So that pushes us 10 minutes. So we'll be back after the movie. I'm really excited. Jack, I think I included a little video.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah. So we have a little video.
At the end of I think it's either before or at the end of the movie. I don't know.
Are you talking about the social distancing one?
To show you that they're actually taking this seriously.
Right.
All right, guys, take a look. This is from Showcase Cinema Deluxe.
At the conclusion of the movie, please put your protective mask back on, and upon exiting, maintain social distancing from your fellow moviegoers. Thank you for doing your part and being Showcase safe. Enjoy the movie.
There you go.
Simplistic, but it's fun.
All right.
I like it. It's simple to the point. Yeah.
Very, very simple, very to the point. They get right to it. They're definitely trying their best. They got the vents. They got the hand sanitizer. They got the social distancing. The app algorithm that won't let you sit next to each other. They even made us sit.
That's why the poster's in between.
A good amount of distance away. They don't want to portray that. And I'm okay with that, right? So
and they're wiping down. I've seen they wipe down every seat. You know, disinfect every seat.
The point being, it's not your job when you come to the movies to sit and worry about if you're going to get sick.
Right.
You can be precautious. But it's Showcase's job to make sure they've created an environment where you should be able to focus on the movie, not on your health and well-being. Showcase has done that in the sense that they've created this very clean and friendly, inviting, normal, you know, experience where you can focus on the film, not on the pandemic. So, you know, I shout out to Showcase for doing that, for being more than a company and like a friend.
That's right.
You know,
we're going to be working with them for quite some time, hopefully, as long as everything goes as planned, which it is thus far. So we're going to go check out this movie, guys. We'll be back in about 2 hours, roughly, something along those lines. You'll see us when we come back. We do it for you. We do it for the culture.
All right, guys, we'll be back very soon. Stay tuned.